there's my tangent for this episode. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Midwest Stitches YouTube channel. My name is Danielle, and this is my channel where I share all about my knitting, crocheting, and sewing for my project bag business. So today is August 24th, Thursday, August 24th, and this is episode 36. Today I have a few knitting things to talk about, a little bit of mail, and just a brief note about the shop. It might be a pretty quick one today, so hopefully that's okay with everyone. So grab a drink and your knitting or crocheting or whatever craft you're working on, and let's catch up. You can find me on Instagram at midwest.stitches or on my website at midweststitches.com or on Ravelry at Midwest Stitches. So first I'm going to start off with the shop news, just real quick. By the time you're seeing this, I'm going to have this uploaded tomorrow on Friday. The Pumpkin Harvest pre-order bag, the Pumpkin Harvest bag pre-order, that is closing at 12 o'clock tomorrow so that I can start production on those, getting everything cut and put together and order any supplies that I might need if I'm missing some stuff. So if you are wanting one of those, I have 4 small size pre-orders left and 4 medium size left. And that is the choose your style. So snap, drawstring, or zipper. So if you're wanting one of those, head on over there and put your pre-order in. Those are scheduled to ship September 15th, by the way, along with the Gilmore Girls bags that I'm working on, as you can see back here. This mess right there. So let's talk finished objects. I have one since the last time. I finished my evergreen shorties. So I did finish these. I don't remember when. I put it on my Ravelry page if you're curious. But this is the evergreen colorway from Daisy Stitch Co. along with the mini or the other 50 grams that I talked about that I did the other 2 pairs. Christmas lights and poinsettia. So I did finish those, or I finished the second one, I should say. I already had the first one done. But yes, so happy to have these 3 pairs of socks in my stash of socks to wear now that hopefully the weather will turn soon. It has been so hot here this week. Like, we've been in a heat wave. It's been over 100 degrees every day, especially, and even hotter with the humidity. It's just been miserable. So I don't know what it's like where you're at right now, but here it is just been awful. So I'm looking forward to, I think Saturday, the heat wave is supposed to break around here and it's supposed to go back down to like the 80s. So I'm looking forward to that so much. Maybe get in some porch knitting, you know, in between working on project bag pre-orders. So I'm very excited for that, and hopefully it'll stick around for a little bit. I think the weather said we're supposed to have like a week of like 80s, you know, high 80s, whatever. And then next Saturday it's supposed to go back up to 100. And I'm like, no, I'm so done. I'm so done with summer. I don't know about anybody else, but I am over it. It is, I'm ready for fall weather, winter. I'm ready for all of the things that come with that. So, that's all I have for finished objects. So my works in progress, I have a couple that I'm going to update you on. I do have a half finished object that I'll start off with these. So I did finish this sock. And this is a Yarnable colorway from, I think it was December 2021. I don't remember, but it is called Wintry Mix. So this is a gift pair of socks. And I do have the second one. Ooh. I do have the second one going. I just finished the Gusset Decreases last night. So I am on the foot, finally. This second sock I actually started, I started the pair in July. So these have been on the needles technically for over a month, but I put them down to work on my shorties, the first one anyway. So the first one I flew through, and this one has kind of been a little bit of a slog for me. When I went to pick it up, I'm either too tired or I just don't feel like working on it. So I don't know if it's because, I'm so used to knitting my shorties and I just fly through those and I really love them. And this is obviously not for me. This is a gift. So, it's going a little bit slower, but I know by the next episode, I will definitely have those done. And something I wanted to kind of touch on a little bit that I've been feeling lately, especially going through that sock, this kind of inspired this thought process is, maybe it's just because I've been doing this for a little while now. I'm just kind of over the heel flap and gusset. It fits really nice and I don't have an issue knitting it. It's not, I don't have a problem with it. I know some people struggle with it and it's just a process for them, or they just don't like it. But right now I'm just kind of feeling like I want to do something different. And as far as the heel of a sock, so I've been looking into short row heels again, and I did the afterthought heel earlier in the summer that you guys saw on a scrap pair that I did, and I just don't care for that process either. I think for me, when I get to the toe and I'm done with the toe, I want to be done with the sock. Maybe weaving in some ends, but the knitting part of it, to me, that's the finale. I don't want to go back and have to do anything else. So I don't think afterthought heels are kind of my thing, and I just don't like the way they feel. And I talked about that in a couple of episodes ago, but so I won't go into all of that. So I was looking again at the Shadow Wrap short row heel. If you remember, or if you've been a longtime viewer of my channel, I did 3 socks, I think. No, I did 2 full pairs and 1 single sock with that heel. I did 1 DK pair, 1 fingering pair, and then the single sock, it was a fingering weight sock. So when I did those, 2 of them were gifts. 1 of them was for me. And at that time, I was not knitting my socks on 2mm needles. I was still using 2.25. And my gauge was all off, and it was all just, tight in some places, loose in the others. It was just all over the place. I couldn't get consistent tension. So I started thinking maybe that was the reason I didn't like the socks, and they felt kind of loose. However, I do know, hold that thought, let me go grab a sample. Okay, so here was one of the socks that I did with the Shadow Wrap heel, and this was a Halloween sock blank that I did, and it turned out really nice. I think I did a really good job with this one. And it fits me just fine. The thing I don't like about short row heels, or the ones that I've encountered so far, is that, and this one isn't I don't know, maybe the best example, but so here's what it looks like. It kind of looks like a wedge toe. And mine looks a little bit rounder now that I've worn it. But I'm wanting a toe. I'm wanting a heel that gives, what I'm getting at, okay, get to the point, Danielle. What I'm getting at is there, do any of you all know if there is a heel out there that gives this shape? This rounded shape. This is the rounded toe from the Crazy Sock Ladies patterns, and I love how this fits. And I did this exact shape on the Afterthought heel socks. I did the full instructions instead of stopping at 12 like she does in her video, and it really hugs the heel very nicely. It makes a really nice rounded shape, and that is what I'm looking for. And I mentioned the shadow wrap heel because it is super easy to execute. If you haven't tried it, give that a go. I went back and looked at the instructions again. I watched some videos, but then I found a new video that came out a couple weeks ago from Ellen from the Chili Dog. She's the Chili Dog on YouTube. She has great tutorials on just about anything you can think of, especially with socks. So she came out with a modified, what does she call it? A modified shadow wrap heel, short row heel. So she does it a little bit different. The way you do the stitches, the twin stitches, and it has no triplet stitches because of the way that she does the modification. And oh my goodness, I'm going to try that and see if, because it looks like the modification overall softens the edges around the heel so it's not so pointy, because I don't like that. Like on this, when you first make it, it's very, the edges are very pointy here around the heel, and I just don't care for that. So her version that she shows doesn't look like that. It looks very rounded, more soft edges. So I'm going to try that and report back. But if you all know of any short row heel that has this rounded shape, let me know in the comments, because I have scoured the internet, and from what I can tell, basically all short row heels, like German short row, wrap and turn, even the shadow wrap, they all have that wedge trapezoid shape. And honestly, I'm not a guru or super knowledgeable with design and construction, so I wouldn't know how to translate that, or if you even could with a short row heel. So maybe somebody else that has designed things before or has a better grasp on garment construction or sock construction could tell me, or you could point me in the direction. So like I said, I've scoured videos, blog posts, patterns, looking for different kinds of heels that would give me that rounded shape, but in a short row style. So yeah, all that to say, yeah, if you know of one that gives that rounded shape, let me know. There's my tangent for this episode. My next work in progress that I'm going to show you is my Crochet Shrug. Just give you a quick update on that. I have added in a new color since the last time. So I just started adding it in, I believe. Or no, yeah. I've done like one whole round, that's it. So it's this kind of mint color right here. So it is getting pretty darn big. And I think it just kind of looks really nice. I just like the way it looks. It's fun and colorful. I'm using up stash for this. And yeah, this is kind of on, excuse me. This is kind of on pause right now. I haven't worked on it in like a week, just because I've been focusing on bags and whatnot. So there's that. That'll probably be on pause at least for a little while, because that is not a project that I expect to have done anytime soon, because there are at least 7 full 100 gram skeins in there that I have to crochet into that. So it's not a project I'm trying to fly through or anything like that. So that is definitely more of a longer term whip. So I'll just kind of show that. I think I'll just show that as I add a new color in, or as I get a color done. Okay, so my final whip that I have going right now, I only have 3, is my Hocus Pocus shawl. And I finally made it to the third color. I finished the second color. This was last Friday that I did this, and oh, I'm so excited. Like this, so I looked back and when I started this, I started it on August 12th of last year. So this is over a year old. So I am so ready for it to be done. So let me kind of stand back and show you the full thing. So it is this big. It is so huge right now. And I've got one more color. So I have just attached the last color right there. I just did a few greeny clusters. So this is actually on hold right now too until the beginning of September. I'm going to pick it back up on September 1st because I want to finish that one pair of socks before the end of summer sock camp, and I'm going to try and do one last pair before the end. We'll see if I can actually accomplish that, but that's my goal, is to just work on socks next week along with project bag making. So I am thinking for this, so I counted before I did this second color. So this first color was 42 rows or whatever you want to call them. I counted just up from the middle. And then from there, I kind of guessed that the second color would be half that. And I was just about right. I got 18 rows of this second color. So I'm thinking that the third color will only be 10 rows, maybe less. I have no idea. So we'll see, because I am doing yarn management with that. I'm not just going until the color is out because I want there to be a clear break in color. So here's what I have left of the two colors so far. I think I weighed this. This was like 3 grams, and then this was like 4 grams. So together it was like just under 7 grams. So I'm just going to put these in the scrap pile and call it good. Because I knew with this scrap, when I had this much left, that I wasn't going to have enough to do another row, and I didn't want to crochet it and then have to rip it out. So I just went ahead and stopped at that final one. So I'm hoping that if there's only 10 rows on this, that I might be able to finish it before the end of September. Or, if I do like 2 rows a week, because they're getting really long. And right now, with as big as it is, a row takes me just over 30 minutes. So they're just obviously they're just going to get longer and longer. So it's just going to take me longer. So I'm thinking if I can do 2 rows a week, that'll be good. At that pace, I will have it finished either by the end of September or sometime in October. So that way I can meet my goal. So I'm really excited about that. That is the oldest whip that I have. Because even my crochet granny square blankets that I started those this past year. Actually, I started the one before Christmas of last year. So anyway, all that to say, those are my whips. That's all I've got right now. I've been dying to cast some things on and start some things, of course, as I think we all do. And I'm ready to work with my fall yarns. I'm so excited. So that leads me into mail. So I got the rest of the yarn for the Gilmore Girls knit along that we're doing, the Knit People Knit Cal 2023. And I got my yarn from Sarah's Crochet Crafts. That was the one I had to put on the screen. I forgot to mention her. But this is her sock set, Dragonfly In. And it's so gorgeous. I can't wait to cake all these up. I haven't caked them yet because I know if I cake them up, I'm going to start them and then I won't want to work on my other stuff. So there's that one. And then this one is Harvest Festival from Leap of Faith Yarns. Oh, isn't this amazing? Look at those colors. I just love all these deep, rich purples and reds. So there's that one. And then I got the last one this past week from Kimber's Cozy Creations. This is What If I Don't Like Pop-Tarts? And I love this set so much. And this, in the picture, this one looked a little, this brown looked a little darker, but I love the color that it actually is in person. It matches Pop-Tarts so well. It's so funny. So on this, if you haven't seen the picture, she's got these amazing speckling that looks just like the sprinkles on Pop-Tarts. She did so good with this. I love it so much. Yeah, I'm going to obviously knit shorties for myself out of this. And if you are participating and you've gotten all of these yarns and you've gotten crazy like I have, I kind of nerded out and I decided what order I want to knit them in. So I'm going to start on the day of the cowl, which starts September 22nd, if you don't remember. And I'm going to start with Harvest Festival, because at the beginning of the show, it's obviously fall. So this will be the first one that I knit up. And the second one that I will knit up will be Suki's Wedding Day, which I showed that sock set last week from Stitchin' with Yarn. And I'm going to actually wait until I get to that episode to start the socks. I know this is like in-depth, nerdy, complicated, but this is just what I had planned out in my head. And then the one after that is going to be the Dragonfly Inn sock set. So I'm going to start that at the end, when I get to the end of season 4, because that's when the Dragonfly Inn opens. And then obviously that leads me to the last one, which will be the Pop-Tart sock set. So if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was season 7, the last season, where she had this quote in there. So so there's those. I'm very excited to have those. They're all so gorgeous. They did such a great job. So also from Kimber's Cozy Creations, when I ordered that, I ordered this beautiful colorway that she has, and this is called Scarlet. Oh, and it's showing a little brighter on the screen on the viewfinder. It's much more of a little bit of a deeper red. So I bought this because I'm going to make myself a Musselburgh hat, or Musselburgh hat. I like saying Musselburgh, but I know it's supposed to be Musselburgh, but anyway, I'm making myself a Musselburgh hat out of this. Because this is my favorite color, or my favorite shade of red, kind of like a darker, rich kind of brick red. And I think it will look so cute. What do you think? So there's that. And then the last thing I want to show is I got some Yarnable yarn in the mail today. So earlier last week, I think, I got an email from Yarnable saying they had spots open, and then 2, that they had some extras left over, because I think they just dye more yarn for each month than, just so they have extras just in case. And then they have what they call their Perfectly Imperfect skeins, which I showed one of those a couple months back. So I got the Sweet Liberty sock set in the Perfectly Imperfect section, and I love this. So I saw a couple people that had knit this up, and I really wanted it. So when I saw that on there, because these are, the Perfectly Imperfect are about half price. So yeah, this was like $15 to $18 or something. And Perfectly Imperfect is like, you might have a broken thread in the middle of the skein or something, and I don't care about that. So you just cut the yarn and start with the next end and move on with your life. So I got that because I think those are going to be so cute. And then I saw this color this was last November's, and I've wanted it ever since I saw it. And she had some left over. So this is just the single skein, not the whole box. So this is Life is Gouda. And I saw it, how it knit up, and it was just so beautiful. And so I wanted this too. And I just wanted to say on these, if you are not a mystery skein or mystery box person, I know there's a sneak peek for those, but sometimes I don't think the colors are very accurate versus when you get them in person, or, you might want to wait to see if someone knits it up and how it looks. So my suggestion for that would be sign up for her emails, because not only does she tell you if there's Yarnable slots open, but she also sends out emails like this where you can get perfectly imperfect skeins or extras of the good skeins, the perfect skeins. But you can also get the extras. So if she has extras of the extras, like the little yarn bowl that I got, or the progress keepers, or whatever she includes in the box besides the yarn, she sells those separate as well. So if you're like, I don't really want the box because I don't know if I'm gonna like the yarn or the extras, and sometimes you don't want all that other stuff if you're like me. Some of it's like, oh, it's cute, but I'm never gonna use it kind of thing. To me, this is the perfect solution, because you can get the colors that you like. If she happens to have extras, that's kind of, it's kind of a risk there. She might not have extras, or you might miss some or something. But if you don't, and you're like, yes, that's a skein that I want, this to me is the perfect solution. I can go in, I can get the colors that are really appealing to me and not have to worry about the rest. I don't have to have it in stash. I don't have to worry about getting rid of it, or, destash or whatever. So if that's something you're kind of like, ooh, that sounds interesting, I should do that, definitely sign up for her emails so that you can be alerted when she is going to have extras of those, because so far I'm like, that's the ticket for me. These are the colors I know I like. These are the ones I'm going to go buy. So that's going to be it for me today. That's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you aren't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.